Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the 4th Annual Faculty Career Champions Breakfast. I'm Brandon Busby, the Associate Vice Chancellor for Global Networks here at the University of Denver, a division that includes career and professional development. It's hard to believe that this is our 4th annual event. It is unique amongst the 4. I know many of you were looking forward to a gourmet Sodexo breakfast, and I promise we will deliver on that again next year. And although this year we can't celebrate in person, the events become a wonderful tradition of celebrating the work of our faculty on the campus. We hope you look forward to this event every year, as we do, even though it's through Zoom. The virtual gathering is an opportunity for the career staff, faculty members to come together and really celebrate one of the things we all care most about, which is the success of our students. Next year, we hope to celebrate the 2021 Faculty Career Champions in the new Burwell Center, which opened here in September 2020. It's going to provide a warm and welcoming space for our students in their career aspirations, their career development, alumni engagement, student employment, and employer connection. So we can't wait to see you all in that building in person. You've been invited here today because an undergraduate or graduate students nominated you as a faculty member that's deeply invested in not only their academic and intellectual growth and engagement, but also their pursuit of their career and in their aspirations connected to their career and professional development. As in previous years, each of you will receive a letter. This time it'll be through campus mail. So if you are teaching virtually this quarter, hopefully you get to campus to check the mail. And in that letter, there are quotes submitted by the student who nominated you for your work as a faculty career champion. Those letters, of which there are hundreds, are such a testimony to the countless hours you all put in and the care that you've taken of the student community. As a faculty member, you've made a difference in DU students' professional development journey. We're here to thank you. Thank you for being engaged in student career development, to celebrate your contributions to student success, and to honor a few faculty members that have really stood out in the eyes of our student community. This past year, more than ever, you've made a difference in our students launching well into their next steps after graduation. And we're grateful for the time, the care, the effort that you all give to our students at DU. So to start us off today, I would like to welcome Chancellor Jeremy Hafner, who's been an incredible champion of career development efforts since his first day on campus. Chancellor Hafner, thanks for being here this afternoon.
Well, thank you, Brandon. I do enjoy this event so much because of the focus it is on faculty and on students, but especially the relationship between the faculty and the students. We'll have a lot to say about that over the course of the next several minutes. I also want to thank all the faculty members for joining us today. And it is with regret that we can't serve that gourmet Sodexo breakfast, but I'm told that next year will be even better than what you've ever experienced over the last several years on that. And I look forward to getting together face to face. I also want to thank the wonderful staff in Advancement and Career Services. They are tireless in their work for helping students pursue their careers and lives of purpose. And this event is just one of examples of that very hard work. So thank you, staff. Thank you, faculty, for being with us today. The role that our career champions play, our faculty champions play in the career pursuit of our students is phenomenal here at the university. I want to anchor my remarks in 2 of the strategic imperatives that I hope you've heard us talk about over the years, and we're going to be talking about them more in the coming months. But the first strategic imperative is really the most important one. It is the imperative that says we're working to ensure that the University of Denver has a long, bold future so that it can continue to serve the public good that is embedded in its vision that as a private university. The role of our faculty engaging our students is integral to that, right? It determines academic excellence and success. but it is really about that student engagement that makes this university so special. Both the provost and I have heard countless times of how students so deeply appreciate the faculty that they have in their classes or meet outside of their classes. And I hear over and over again how faculty are impressed and love our students so much and in their engagement as well. So your work in supporting and really making those relationships come alive is what is contributing to this strategic imperative of a long, fruitful career and future for the university. It makes our academic programs stand out. It gives and really underscores the student engagement. And with this focus on careers and development, it attracts students and their families that really want to come to the University of Denver. The second strategic imperative, though, is one that has captured a lot of my time and attention, and that is the four-dimensional student experience. Of that, there are four dimensions: intellectual growth, exploring character, promoting wellness, and of course, pursuing careers and lives of purpose. The career services and our faculty career champions are integral to this. I was in a meeting just the other day with Brandon and Heidi Perman, and I heard them say that so much of the programming that the career services unit does for our students is guided by the input and advice of our faculty career champions. So I wanted you to hear that, because it's often that you might not think there's a connection between what you provide to the administration of the career services. But I want to assure you that it's deep and meaningful, and your involvement is not only supporting our students, but it's supporting the programming that they receive. The four-dimensional experience and the career dimension in particular is so important and so well now established that it is a major recruitment tool for the university, a tool that is attracting students of all kinds, undergraduates and graduates. And when they leave the University of Denver, they leave with a vision for their career. They leave with skills that will help them throughout their careers, not just getting an initial job, but how they can navigate. And the values that we are so proud of at the University of Denver are imbued in those graduates, and they bring them to their careers. They learn how to build connections and work with networks. And of course, communication is another key outcome that they have. All of this are things that you are helping our students really take away from their engagement with you. And so from my perspective, what you're doing is at the very heart of the essence of this university, our mission to educate students and prepare them for those careers and those lives of purpose. I'll just simply close finally before I turn it over to Provost Mary Clark with a hearty congratulations to our champions here, our 2020 career champions, Martina Porter, Jack Buffington, and Michael Telemontes. Congratulations, the students have spoken. You should feel great pride in the work that you've done to support the career development of our students and the environment here that we have at the University of Denver. So thank you so much, and congratulations again. And now it's my great pleasure to turn the spotlight over to Provost Mary Clark, who will also have some wonderful remarks.
Thank you, Jeremy, and thank you all for having me join you today. And I must say, I'm quite intrigued now by this gourmet Sodexo breakfast, of which you have all waxed prolific. So next year with Sodexo, I suppose is what we'll say. As Brandon highlighted earlier, there were over 250 student nominations of their faculty, which is a real testament to our faculty's commitment and dedication to our students, consonant with what Jeremy was just speaking about in terms of our 4D holistic student experience. But I'd love to read some of the comments that the students included in their nomination letters. Again, it's a real testament to what you, the faculty, have provided for our students. So among other things, the students noted that faculty prioritize student growth. They also spoke of their faculty as always available with a listening ear for their students. Faculty helped craft student resumes and helped practice interview skills. Thank you. That faculty were strong advocates for their students. And then lastly, I'd like to hold up students' comments about faculty serving as tremendous mentors, both professional and personal mentors to their students. This resonates with what I've seen in my connections with DU from the very outset. I've highlighted in other settings that when I had my initial airport interview for this role and I was given one question to ask, I asked what individuals enjoyed most about their experience at DU. And the student on the interview committee said, oh, for sure, it's my work with faculty, that there was a real sense of joy of connection between the student and her faculty. And then the faculty on the interview committee very quickly mirrored what the student had said. And that sense of joy and authenticity of relationship between students and faculty has rung true in my time here on campus. So thank you to all that you do. That is truly a hallmark of the DU education and experience. So thank you. We all know that many of our students come to campus without a full sense of what it is that they wish to study or wish to do in life, and the significant role that faculty play in our students' lives. I think back to my days as an undergraduate and the significant role that faculty played in guiding me. Well, likewise, all of you serve that role for our students. And in addition to being sort of a compass and a mentor for our students, you also have engaged them very significantly in helping to translate what it is that students learn in the classroom for their future interests and endeavors as they pursue their passions post-DU. And Heidi and I have spoken more recently about whether there might be a role for faculty in capstone or other courses to partner, whether with Heidi or others, to help students translate what they've learned into those core competencies that employers are looking for. And here I think about critical writing skills, critical oral communication skills, critical thought and analysis more broadly, team building skills, professionalism writ broadly, submitting papers on time might be part of that. And it strikes me that it would be a great partnership between our faculty, especially in those more advanced courses, along with the Career Development Office to help our students translate what it is that they've learned. So in interviews or other interactions with prospective employers, the students feel more empowered to showcase their DU education. And now, Heidi, my partner in crime, will come to the stage. It's my pleasure to introduce Heidi Perman, who is our Assistant Vice Chancellor for Career Development. And she's going to make some introductory remarks, and I think then start introducing our awardees. So over to you, Heidi. Thank you.
Thank you so much, both to Chancellor Hafner and Provost Clark for joining us today. We so appreciate you being here. We know you're incredibly busy and appreciate you joining us for this event. And Mary, we promise it'll be amazing in person next go round with that breakfast that you're looking forward to. For those of you who don't know me, I have the privilege of leading the Central Career Office on campus, as well as have tremendous opportunity to partner with our leaders across campus of the various career office to think about how we can continually collaborate and coordinate and really elevate the career development experience on this campus for our students. We know that's important. The deeper students engage in career development, the more that we know that as alums, they look back on their education and see the ways in which the university has supported them. A lot of the data shows that when individuals as students engage regularly in career development and have a positive experience, that they're more likely to report as alums that their university prepared them for life after graduation. They're more likely to say their education was worth the cost. They're more likely to give back as alums to future students and organizational programs as donors. We know in our data as well that students that engage with career development and have internships and experiential learning have better outcomes after graduation. So our team across campus really sees this as an inclusivity goal and an access goal to make sure that all of our students on campus, even if they're too busy to walk into our office, are getting these important networks and connections and opportunities for learning. And oftentimes the classroom is really an important place for that to happen, to make sure that we're getting access to all for this important learning and information. I just want to touch on Provost Clark's comment about competencies and that being an interesting area for partnership. There was a study done actually a while ago by Complete College America, and they have this College on Purpose report, and it noted that 63% graduates are 63% more likely to value their education if someone helped them make connections between what they were learning in the classroom and the skills that they are building for their future professional and career pathways. So we really love opportunities to be that partnership to help students understand the value of every single course that they take during their time at DU and help them see the ways that we're helping lift them up in so many ways in their future goals and professional aspirations. Our partnerships with faculty and really supporting student career success, I think, have never been more important and valuable than this moment in time. This is an example of a time when the economy is really tumultuous for our students who are graduating and looking for internships. And so this richness of learning that we've been working on for the years of integrating career development into our campus is really starting to show its importance and success at this moment in time. And I'm excited to share that when we look at the class of 2020 graduation information, really we're seeing strong outcomes from our students. And that's because of the partnerships and support that you provide alongside career development and how we support the academic experience to really ensure that our students have a solid foundation on many levels to be successful after graduation. So more reports and details will be coming on that soon, but I'm excited that there's some good news as a result of our deepened efforts in this area. Last, I just want to say, when we read the letters, some of us have the opportunity to read every submission and nomination, and it's just truly humbling to read through everything every year. One thing that I want to point out though this year, lots of celebration around the career support, but what really stood out to those of us who read the nominations this year is just the genuine deep care that you have shown our students during this transition into the pandemic and the challenges that our students have faced. Just as often were students' quotes around celebrating the support around internship, career, or graduate school goals, but so often this year, which was quite unique, students were discussing how supported they felt from faculty during these various things that came up during the pandemic on the personal side of their lives. The flexibility, the care, and the compassion as students were grappling with some really hard things at the end of last academic year. So I personally want to thank you not only for that richness of career support, but the true emotional and authentic support that you've shown students throughout this journey that we've all been living over the recent months. With that, I don't want to delay any longer. I want us to celebrate our three champions. So with that, I want to transition into the award ceremony. Again, well over 250 nominees this year. There's a few that have elevated to the top once the committee came together to review those nominations. And I would like to turn it over and introduce Dina Ahmed, who's the Assistant Dean of Students at the Graduate School of Social Work. And she's going to introduce our first 2020 award winner for this year. So with that, I'll turn it over to Dina.
Thank you so much, Heidi, and thank you to all for joining us today. This year, while reviewing nominations, the committee made up of career leaders and past faculty winners requested that we add an additional award for an adjunct faculty career champion. This award was inspired by the many students who have nominated adjunct professors in the past. Indeed, based on student feedback, adjuncts play a critical role in supporting student career development, as many work in the industry as well as teaching. I am honored to present the Adjunct Faculty Career Achievement Award to Martina Porter for her support of graduate schools at the Graduate School of Social Work. As a scholar, Dr. Porter earned a Bachelor of Social Work degree from Colorado State University, Pueblo, a Master of Social Work from the University of Denver, and a PhD in Human Services from Walden University. Her career spans over 27 years of working with families, groups, and individuals in the areas of child welfare, foster care, adoption, teen dating violence, domestic abuse and intimate partner violence, sexual assault, crisis intervention, trauma, and military family research. Dr. Porter is active in her local community, serving on various boards and committees that support children, youth, and families. She remains deeply compassionate and devoted to serving children, youth, families, military members, communities, and of course, our students here at the University of Denver.
Congratulations, Dr. Porter. I'm so proud of you. Woohoo!
Professor Porter is one of our leading faculty in both our MSW at Denver online program and Denver campus, who helps bring issues of power, privilege, and oppression to light for our social work students. And she is a favorite of many of our students who takes the extra time to help them mentor and identify how they want to be as a social worker to have an impact in this world.
I nominated Dr. Porter because she has been a key component in my success during this program. And from the first time we encountered each other in PPO, she encouraged us to have those difficult and uncomfortable conversations. And she pushed us to recognize our privilege and how to use it for good, and shared her own experiences. And it was just a course where I learned so much, and I still take a lot of that with me today.
There are so many aspects that makes Dr. Porter an exceptional professor, woman, and leader. Her challenging discussions, advices, and caveats were essential to my education, especially for my future endeavors. By allowing herself to be vulnerable with her students, it encouraged us to do the same with minimal difficulties. That alone is crucial to building healthy relationships and courage with her students and with others. Her methods or skills, using vulnerability in her classes without any pressure or manipulation, was the hallmark to being a more effective student.
She pushed me to be more confident in my own abilities and set those boundaries, which is so important. And I have carried that with me to my internship currently and just throughout life. And it has been extremely beneficial in building my identity and, creating comfort in my life.
Overall, my experience with Dr. Porter has certainly made me a better leader. And as being a great leader, encourages one to be a great role model that others would love to emulate, which Dr. Porter is one I can express. The greatest experience I've had with her was when she failed my paper. That might surprise to many, but that was an amazing experience for me. And I'm glad that she helped me to remember what my code of ethics is all about and what it stands for. So that moment was a moment to remember, because I knew right then and there she's going to help me grow as a student, as a professional, and as an individual. Dr. Porter, thank you so much for your guidance, your wisdom, and your amazing sense of humor. Oh my goodness, amazing.
Very nice indeed.
Thank you. I still get choked when I see that video. So thank you all who serve University of Denver. It has definitely been a wonderful experience. Being a recipient of the 2020 Adjunct Faculty Career Champion was a joyous surprise. because you get the emails that say you're nominated, and then it goes quiet, you're invited to a breakfast, and then you can attend, you may not attend. So this time, it was quite a surprise. Quite often, I have to find time for self because I tend to put family and my students before myself. I think it's important for us to take a moment and question, why are we here? I do that quite often. And I go back to the idea of my undergrad professor, Felix Gonzalez, saying to me, you know, one day you need to be back in that classroom. They need you. And, you know, I thought nothing of it. And, you know, when I moved forward to my master's, I said, you know what, maybe teaching would be the place for me. So I never forgot his words. It wasn't something that I grew up thinking I'd be an educator one day. It was just something that I decided to do because I felt the need and I felt the passion and I felt at home. Students have become my passion. Each quarter, when you think about it, you just never know what you're going to get, what you're going to have to deal with, the challenges that your students face. It's an ongoing mystery, but it's a joyful one. It's also rewarding to receive emails from students asking, what class are you teaching? I can't find you on the list. I thought you said you were teaching, or just to do a check-in. That's what we're here for, or at least that's what I'm here for. The coaching, the guiding, and the nurturing of social work students is a strength of mine as well as a gift. Of course, I didn't know that initially, but based on experience, conversations with students, discussions with my family, this is where I need to be. So I want to thank my family for their support, their guidance and belief in me. Many of them are, well, some of them are here, their patience and ongoing cheers for me and having that bit of faith. I know I'm a lot, I can even be extra. To my students and graduates, I enjoy learning from them just as much as teaching. I believe in nurturing our students. They need some form of guidance, so I'm here for them. And to my colleagues at GSSW, I feel like I'm home because it's full circle coming back to DU. Thank you for all the opportunities, the trust that you have in me, both in the classroom as well as outside, because we know the learning just doesn't happen within the walls. It happens amongst our communities. So thank you, everyone. I really appreciate this. So now I would like to introduce the next presenter, Bob Kumagai. Bob is with the Daniels College of Business to introduce and present our next award.
Thank you and congratulations, Martina. I have been looking forward to this for months. I am honored to present the Undergraduate Faculty Career Champion Award to Jack Buffington for his work with students within the Daniels College of Business, as well as University College. Professor Buffington is a program director and assistant professor of practice at the Daniels College of Business and University College for the Supply Chain Management Program and the Denver Transportation Institute. Prior to this role, Jack was responsible for supply chain logistics for Miller Coors Brewing Company, including warehousing, distribution centers, factory logistics for breweries in the US, and multiple international operations. Jack received a PhD in supply chain from Luleå University of Technology in Luleå, Sweden. He also was a postdoctoral researcher at the Royal Institute of Technology in Stockholm, Sweden. Jack's research is focused on a 21st century supply chain system that includes the development of the world's first closed loop system for plastic and its implementation around the world, focused on inner cities in the US, Asian nations, and remote tribal regions. Other applied areas of research include first and last mile logistics and smart cities, and supply chain management and healthcare optimization. Jack has published over 20 peer-reviewed journal articles and has published 6 general business books. Congratulations, Jack. I hope you'll like to say a few words.
Jack has been a tireless worker. He has brought countless students, walked them into the office at Daniels to introduce them to career coaches to work with us, and has really been a strong advocate for our students.
These experiences helped me reach my career goals in ways that I can't really put to words. I was kind of just a junior who had no idea where I was going with my career, no idea where I was going with my education, and he really kind of inspired me to look into this field.
Something I really admired and appreciated about Jack is that he not only wanted his students to succeed in this class, but he also wanted to help us further develop our professional skills and plans. To this day, I still meet and talk with Jack multiple times a month. He's been a great mentor to me, and I look forward to keeping in touch with him in the future.
I think I speak for everyone when we say we could not be more thankful, and hands down, you are one of the best professors at the University of Denver, especially in the College of Business, to always have students think outside of the box, to give them real life examples throughout your very successful career. Those levels of relationships and experiences that you share are exactly why we're business students and we're so interested in your class, and we thank you every single day for all that you've done.
Jack came in and challenged our office, frankly, came in and said we weren't doing enough, weren't doing it well enough. He was right. And it's just been a pleasure to work with him, and I look forward to working with you in the future, Jack, on behalf of our students. So thank you again so much for all of your efforts. We so appreciate it. I know your students appreciate it. I'm proud to work with you, and congratulations.
To Jack, I would just say congratulations. I see all the time how students benefit from your hard work in career and professional development, and it's great that you're being recognized right now in this way.
He helped me reach my professional goals and development goals by allowing me to come in and talk to him basically whenever I wanted, helped me craft my resume, helped me practice interview skills, and just gave me hands-on experience that I could never have gotten in another class with another professor.
Starting off at my dream company and my dream job, all because of you and because of all of the pieces of advice and continuous drive that you gave me. And I just think it speaks volumes that you not only did that for me and several of my friends, but you've done it for countless numbers of students before then.
Anytime I've been working with Jack or he's been helping me, I've never felt like I was on my own. I always knew that I could go to Jack, and I'm also going to continue to go to Jack post-grad. There's not a doubt in my mind that we're going to continue our mentorship relationship, and I can't even describe how lucky I feel to have such an impactful person who I know cares so much about myself as a person, but also as a professional. And for that, Jack, I just thank you so much.
Okay, now, Jack, would you like to say a few words? Congratulations, my friend.
Thanks, Bob. Well, I really miss seeing you all in person, but I never eat breakfast, so I guess I'm the least unhappy person about not getting the famous Sodexo breakfast. So anyway, hey, Bob, you know how much I appreciate you, and I know you know how much I appreciate what Career Services does for helping us. You guys are the unsung heroes with our students. You spend so much time on the resumes. And you know, people like me get the recognition, but it really is the Career Services people who you know, do the hard work with our students. So on behalf of all us faculty, I just want to thank all the Career Services people. Another person I wanted to recognize, even though I am the career champion for 2020, there is a person that is amongst us who I consider to be a true career champion over a long period of time, and that is Greg Wagner, who's a professor in the marketing department, who has been with Daniels for 13 years. And after doing so much for our students related to internships and helping them with their resumes and jobs, he's retiring after 13 years. And we all love Wags. He's just done so much for our students. And Greg, I just want to let you know that as a professor, you're a mentor to me. So I really want to thank you for everything you do for our university and our students. And so I've only been in this university setting for just a couple years. I spent most of my career running global supply chains. And so obviously, you know what's going on with the supply chain. You know there's all these challenges, right? But I got to tell you that the challenges that our students face at the age that they're at is something that I've never had to experience in my life. You know, just imagine what our students have to go through at age 19, 20, 21, 22 regarding what's happening in the economy, trying to find a job, trying to find an internship, and not just, you know, career-wise, but, you know, issues relating to anxiety, to mental health. You know, these are topics that come up. And I just want to thank the university for allowing me to play this role in such an important role in my career. So if there's anything else I can do to help in this matter, just please let me know. So thanks a lot. So I guess I'm introducing Patty. Patty? You're on mute, though.
You're on mute, Patty. Patty, you're on mute.
Okay. Thank you, Jack. I, too, am honored to present the Graduate Faculty Career Champion Award to Michael Telemontes for his work with graduate students in the Graduate School of Social Work. Michael Telemontes is a clinical professor and a licensed clinical social worker at the Graduate School of Social Work, where he has been a faculty member since 2013. He is the coordinator of the Health and Wellness Concentration and also of the dual degree MSW MPH program, which is a collaborative program with the University of Colorado School of Public Health. He was a GSSW field instructor for over 20 years and a clinical social worker at the University of Colorado Hospital on the liver transplant team for 21 years. Michael also has an appointment as a clinical instructor at the University of Colorado School of Medicine, Department of Pediatrics, and as an adjunct assistant professor in Community and Behavioral Health Department at the University of Colorado School of Public Health. Michael is an active member and involved with several national behavioral health-related associations. He has strong relationships with stakeholders across the state and advocates for his students and MSW graduates as they begin their careers.
Michael is an exceptional educator, social worker, and career champion. In the classroom, Michael prioritizes student growth, learning, openness, and vulnerability, and through example, creates an environment where students feel comfortable to bring their whole selves, even though sometimes that means messing up. In so doing, he creates opportunities for his students to become better social workers, better community members, better advocates, and better people.
Michael is a faculty career champion because he continually shows up for his students, genuinely cares about where his students are coming from and where they want to go.
Michael is a social worker that I look up to. He shows passion and dedication as a professor, an advisor, and a social worker in the field.
He is extremely insightful and knowledgeable and enthusiastic, and he is so deserving of this award. I'm not at all surprised that he's received it because of his tenacity, his insight, and just his dedication to students.
I always really appreciated the practicality of his classes and the passion that he brings to class. I think that you can tell how much he cares and how much he loves what he does and what he teaches, and he really transmits that to his students.
Sorry, we're going to be looking at our phones, Michael. We just want to make sure we get this perfect for you.
Michael, you've always been a champion of the social work practice, a champion of your students, challenging the status quo, and a champion of our education.
But what you did for us goes beyond what is required of the professor role. You have always made time for us, even when we knew you had a full schedule and we could tell you were stressed. You made time to sit down with us and provide advice, a listening ear, and the encouragement to keep going.
Your enthusiasm in the classroom was infectious and provided the motivation for us to keep moving forward despite various obstacles.
We owe you so much more than just our MSW degree, as your leadership has led us to our social work careers. We cannot thank you enough, but I hope this award is a token of how much us four and the countless other students you've taught appreciate and value your leadership.
Students and alumni both truly enjoy working with him and really appreciate all of his insight into the profession, and so do I.
I am very grateful for the many conversations we had about life, about social justice, about career goals. I would say it's thanks to Michael that I was able to make my first full-time job decision, and that is amazing.
Thank you for seeing all of your students and welcoming varying opinions and discussions. I've become a better professional, a better listener, and a better person by learning from you.
Congratulations again, Michael. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, Patty. Thanks, everyone. It's an honor to be recognized along with Martina and Jack as well. Don't feel like I measure up to where they're at, but it's really helpful to be in their company right now. And I appreciate all of y'all spending this afternoon with us and recognizing this. I think I have the best job in the world. I get to walk into a classroom or a Zoom room and spend quality time talking with students every day about how to make the world a better place, talking about things like social justice and equity. I'm really, really just privileged to have that opportunity and try to take a full advantage of it every moment that I can. Keep thinking about my dad at this time. He was a first generation student in the 50s who went to college on the GI Bill. And just thinking about that experience that each of us have that we bring into the classroom, and thinking about him at this moment as I think about a quote by one of my favorite books called The Courage to Teach, which many of y'all know about, by Parker Palmer, where he says, good teachers possess a capacity for connectedness. They are able to weave a complex web of connections among themselves, their subjects, and students, so that students can learn to weave a world for themselves. And I think that's what we all try to do, not only Jack and Martina and I, but all of the educators on this call, is we're really trying to get the students to weave that for themselves. And it's through that connection that I try to do that too for my students. So I thank everybody on this call and thank them for kind of stepping up and making us feel special for this hour. So thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Michael. Very moving.
Congratulations. Congratulations to all three award winners. Right, I think this is a challenging time in our world, but I think when we get back to the heart of our work and why we're here and hear so many of these inspirational teachers and how they touch our students, I think it's really uplifting. I hope it is for you and inspiring for you as well. For those of you who've attended the Faculty Career Champions program in the past, you see us give away little gift tags and certificates. And I do want you to know that they're all getting their certificates. Many of them have little clocks behind them in their screen, and that's because we did send those gifts in advance. Many of you have asked us about letters. So we do those quote letters, as Brandon mentioned. They have all been dropped in campus mail. If you're not on campus, we hope that gives you a reason to pop in or look forward to your return. So do enjoy those quotes and letters as you read through them. As we start to wrap up and close today's celebration, I want to make a couple of remarks. Number one, thanks for each and every person who joined this conversation today, because I do think it's really inspirational, even though we're not able to gather in person as we typically would. I want to shout out to Jane Mall, who is our Director of Campus Engagement, and Chris Nally and our Advancement Events team, who've worked really hard to reimagine this event in a virtual format. And I really appreciate their diligence and work to make that happen and still craft something special, even though we're not able to gather in person. One piece of this is at the end of a celebration, we'd normally be able to walk up to all awardees and have a conversation and congratulate them. So one of the things we investigated putting together in this event today is breakout rooms for each of the award winners, so that if you do want to pop into a breakout room and congratulate them, that you're able to do so. I believe Chris is going to post instructions for doing that. If you are able to stay for a second with our remaining time and drop in and have a little moment with each of the participants today who have received awards. So you can see, to join one of those breakout rooms, you'll simply click on the breakout room option in your screen if you have that, and then go ahead and you'll see a list of rooms for the different awardees. If you don't see that option on your screen and hang tight, you can simply make a note to the chat of who you want to be popped into, and I believe that they can make that happen on the back end, because it depends on which version of Zoom you logged in on as to whether or not you will see that breakout room. So did I get it right, Chris? Hopefully that's correct instructions. Yep. But congratulations to our winner. Thank you so much for your partnership for every faculty member on this call related to career services. And we hope that we can continue to partner with you throughout the rest of the year and in our academic years going forward, and look forward to gathering again next year for a similar celebration with a great breakfast. So have a great day. Thanks for joining us.